Yeah, awesome day. Sad day. I chatted with you first part of the first hour that my first son, Sir Gandalf Wizard, my Lilac Point Himalayan, passed yesterday, died yesterday. Sir Gandalf Wizard. Am I like being massively, ridiculously oversensitive that it matters that much to me? I mean, he was old. I mean, he was getting up there, and I knew that he was going to pass one day, and yet it's just boggling to me how much I cried last night. I did. I admit it. And, you know, I know if you love an animal, you get it. And I can't imagine how anybody could be cruel to animals. When I was a kid, I was at my father's farm, and he used to have a bunch of buddies come in from Detroit, from the city, and they'd go pheasant hunting. And, again, I eat meat. I'm not suggesting that and who knows, maybe it's a contradiction or hypocritical of me to eat meat and then also, you know, wonder how people can hurt animals. And I remember one time my father had gone out with his buddies. They were hunting pheasant. It was always pheasant season. And one of the guys had a new dog. And whether it was personality, because I don't recall, because I was 6 or 7 years old, or whether it was alcohol that made him do it, when they came back, they started talking about how miserable the new dog was and that it was a good for nothing and what a waste of training time and money it was. And so the guy shot his dog with a shotgun. And the dog was running around, bleeding everywhere, yelping. You can imagine how horrific it was to my little 6 or 7 year old mind. I don't get it. I have always, you know, if you're going to be a meat eater, at least let's do it humanely. Let's make sure that it's done with the least amount of pain. And, you know, again, the bottom line for all of us, whether we're thinking of our animals or especially thinking about each other, fascinatingly enough, the day before yesterday when I was at the 2-day First Million course, which, by the way, if you were at First Million and you're listening to the radio show and you loved it, give me a buzz. Just want to chat with you real quick. Would love to hear your take on it, what you learned at First Million over the weekend. I was playing a song by Nickelback that I love the song, and I had just downloaded it a couple days previous onto my iPhone because I love the song so much, and I listened to it 15 or 20 times on Sunday. The song was "If Today Is Your Last Day," and the beginning of the lyrics start, my best friend gave me the best advice. He said, "Each day's a gift and not a given right." And it goes on to sing, if today was your last day, would you, forget about the past? Would you forgive your friends who wronged you or the people that harmed you? And how would you live differently if you knew today was your last day? Would you give away all your money? Would you, just be a different person? And I realized that every single day has to be experienced that way. And every single day has to be a day that we say, what if I don't get to see this person again? Can I bite my ego long enough to hug them and hold them and tell them that I love them? And, if today was your last day, would you worry about stupid things? Would you rather be happy than right? 855-674-3874. Gayleen, welcome home.
Well, hello there, Marshall. I just heard that you had lost one of your kitties.
We did. Sir Gandalf Wizard passed yesterday.
I feel so very deeply for you. I truly do. Our kitty, the Chocolate Point Siamese, had a stroke yesterday. And thank God Dawn was home and was able to take her to the vets. And, he's dealing with it. But these are like our babies, aren't they?
They sure are.
Yeah, they comfort us, and like a 5 minutes with a purring cat on your lap could just ease the stress in your life.
Massive unconditional love, that's the deal.
Absolutely. So I so totally feel for you. I really do.
Thank you so much for your love. You are loved yourself. 855-674-3874. Are you living as if you have no tomorrow? Are you making sure you celebrate life every day? I often remind myself that if you have the ability to forgive, you're required to. It's the first step toward total enlightenment. Forgive all things, all people, especially yourself. You know, I don't know about you. I've made some mistakes in my life that I would rather not have made. I also know that beating myself up over it won't change things. My amazing house manager, Jules, came in, and she was taking care of the cat while I was working. She was managing the cat over at the veterinarian, and she loves cats, and she's a very sweet and sensitive woman. And she asked me, do you want to put him in a separate cremation? There's an extra charge for that. Do you want to put him in an urn, the ashes in an urn so that you can have him around? And as sentimental as it is, I also know for a fact that the challenge is the urn doesn't mean anything to me anyway. It's dust, and that is the circle of life. And as painful as it is, and I understand people that it matters to. I had a student of mine who loved cats and would taxidermy any of her cats that died, so the cat never left. So she'd always have the cat taxidermied. And again, I just think that that's part of the loss, is a part of the gift, frankly. That when we ache, like I cried last night, and I kept apologizing to my cat, and I apologized to God for not being a better father. I realize that that's part of the circle of life, is that we'll have those moments of reflection that we can ask ourselves, did I do enough? Did I love enough? Did I give enough? And if I felt like I didn't, are there beings, animal or human, near me right now that are still alive? And that life is for the living, and that we do need to make sure that we are giving gratitude to those that are alive, giving great love, compassion to the people near us, so that we don't have those regrets. I had a fleeting thought of my father last night. My father and I had an extremely rocky relationship. He didn't like me. For whatever reasons, he didn't like me. And I know that in the course of my life, my father would abuse me emotionally. No matter what he said, though, I would come back with love. And even though I could only tolerate so much of the abuse, I would still call him twice a year, his birthday and on Father's Day, and tell him I loved him. And when he passed, I cannot tell you how I felt that at least I had done the right thing, that I had no regrets in how I treated him, and certainly I had regrets that we couldn't have been closer, except I knew I had done the right thing. 855-674-3874. Johan from San Mateo, you were at First Million over the weekend. Hello?
Hello, Johan.
Johan, you were at First Million over the weekend. How'd you love it?
I love it. It was really an stunning experience, and looking forward for the next course, because you learn so much in a short period of time that is really an eye-opener for everyone that goes for that First Million.
So what was the biggest thing that you learned, Johan, at First Million that you will do differently in the future?
Definitely removing your habit patterns and creating new beliefs, and you're really open that there are so much more opportunities and possibilities than most people didn't think they were there. So that is the main change I have noticed this weekend.
Good. And that is really what I believe, is that business is a game. Every game is winnable. And that sometimes the way to win a particular game is to stop playing it altogether. And that often what we need to do is just keep our eye on the prize and say, okay, here's the prize. The way I've been playing hasn't gotten me there. How do I change my game up so that I can get there? Hey, glad you were at First Million. I've got to take a short break. We've got a new guest coming up, Catherine McCord. We're excited to have her on. Weelicious.com is the website. Johan, thanks for calling in. Short break, $1,000 cash to give away. Much more here on the Marshall Sylver Radio Show. Live today as if it was your last day. Tomorrow come what may. Today is a gift and not a given right. I know you know that because you're listening to this radio show. Hey, I want to give cash away as well. So make sure you stay tuned. Great guests, great fun, and cash. Hey, best place in the world for you to be right now. Stay in Satori. Be here now. Except make sure that you are here when these spots are over. Stay tuned.